Hello and welcome to Coding Demos. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to show the app version code as well as the app version name inside a screen. So for example, if you go to the WhatsApp and you click on the settings page, then you click on the help page, and finally you tap on the app info, you would see a screen that looks like this. So please ignore the left screen and focus on the right screen right here. So you can see in the app info screen, you will have the app name and the version name as well as the icon. So in this tutorial, we're going to do something that looks like this. So open up Android Studio, and then you click on the app, and then the the resource and layout, and double click on the activity underscore main.xml file. So what I will be doing right here is I'm going to add a text view, 3 text view and 1 image view. So the first text view would be for the application name, and then the second one is the image view, which will hold the app icon, and then the third view would be the text view, which will hold the version name, and finally the version code, a text view that holds the version code. Okay, so we've just added these 3 text views and image view. Now we need to go to the main activity.java file in order to define and reference these views. So to do that, close the layout, close the resource, and open up the Java folder, and open up the main package, and double click on the main activity. So we're going to add these 3 text views. We don't need to add the image view because we have already initialized this image view to the correct app icon by doing the app and then src compat, and you pass in the image ID, which is the IC launcher. So that's why you see the image showing up right here. So we don't need to reference that inside the main activity of Java. We only need to reference the 3 text views, the application name, the version name, and the version code. So let's go back to the main activity of Java, and let's define this. So the app name and the version name and the version code, and let's reference them to their correct IDs. Alright, now the first thing that we need to do is we need to get the application name and show it up inside the screen at the top of the image right here. So to do that, we go to the main activity, and then we will do app name dot set text, and then to access the application name we would use get resource, because the application name is actually stored inside the string.xml file. So to be able to access that file, we need to do it through the get resources. So get resources dot get string, and that's the first option, and here you will pass the string name, which is r dot string dot app name, and that's the one. Alright, so now we've got the application name. The next thing is we need to get the version name. So the version name is actually stored inside the Build.gradle module app, which is right here. So if you open up the Gradle script, click on the left arrow here, and then you open up the Build.gradle module app, double click on that, and this is the version name, the version code and the version name. So we need to get these 2 values, and to do that, go back to the main activity.java, and we'll do version name dot set text, and then to access these values, those values which are in the Build.gradle, we have to do it like this: build config dot, and here we have the version name and the version code. So we get the version name, and we'll do the same thing for the version code. So it's version code dot set text, and then we do build config dot version code. Okay, so let's run the app and let's see how it looks like in the emulator. Okay, so build is complete. Let's open up the emulator, and the app crashed. So let's see what's actually the problem. So go ahead and open up the logcat, and you can see here it says that the reason why the app crashed it's because of this reason. It says that string resource ID. So when we tried to build the app, we couldn't actually find the string resource ID, and if we click on the main activity.java, which is line 24, and it is actually pointing, the reason the app crash is pointing in this line. So this is the line that causes the app to crash. So if you look at the version code, okay, sorry about that, let's open up the version code inside the module app, and version code actually is an integer number, it's an integer value, while the version name is a string value. So if we go back to the main activity.java, and we see that here version code, we're actually getting we should actually get the value, and we do some sort of conversion so that it is actually a string but it is an integer value. So for example, if we actually get the Build.gradle version code, so Build.config version code, and we're getting only an integer value, but for the version code here, this text view accepts or expect a string value, so that can hold the value inside the version code. And since we're only passing an integer value, so there's a way actually to fix this, and that is to use string dot value of, and here we have an integer. So we're saying, okay, previously the build config of version code is an integer value, and it's still an integer value, but to be able to show this integer value inside the text view, we need to use the string.value of. Okay, so let's give this a run. Let's see how it looks like in the emulator. So click on run. Alright, so build is complete. Okay, so you can see that we got the application name, and we got the version name, which is the 1.0, and we got the version code, and that's an integer value. So if we don't do this, if we don't use the string.value of, which takes the integer value, then the app will crash, because this text view expect the value is string instead of an integer. Now you might be wondering, like, how can we actually change these values? Well, if you're building an app and you are actually releasing multiple updates to the Play Store, you will be changing these values right here. So for example, let's say you made multiple releases, and let's change this to, let's say, 4, and the version name is 2. Let's say some random number, right? 2.534. This is just a random number, and we'll click on sync, and we'll wait for it to sync. Okay, so sync is complete. Yep. Okay, it's almost complete. Alright, so sync is complete. Now if you go back on the app, open up the emulator. Okay, so build is complete, and you can see here the version name has changed to the current value that we've put just now. It's 2.534. That's the version name, and the version code is 4. Okay, and that's how you can get the version name and the version code inside the app. You can actually do something like this when you want to release the app to the Play Store, and you have like a setting page, something similar to what WhatsApp or all of the apps on Play Store. Usually they have a setting page, so you can actually do something like this. You can put the application name and the icon of the app as well as the version name inside the settings page, and that's how you can actually do it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel for more awesome tutorials. If you need any help with the code, go ahead and email me and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks again for watching, and happy coding.